Sean and Joe, another episode ready to go. They're gonna talk about the good and the trash and anything in between. Cherishing make-believe, get ready for Halloween. It's the horror show. I know you missed those guys. Tune in and find out what's on their list tonight. They butcher and dissect, take apart and mutilate. Listen to your two favorite brainiacs communicate. It's the horror show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Horror Show, the show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not-so-favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. Just got choked up. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
Hello, Joe.
What's going on?
Nothing, man. Just did a fun Patreon. We reviewed all of the movies you're playing catch-up with and some. You're at movie what this week?
It's October 7th. That's the day that we're recording this, and I have watched 16 movies this month.
Now,
which...
That's nuts.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Not bad. Not bad.
No, that's crazy. 16 movies in a fucking week is a lot, dude. It's 2 movies a fucking day. More.
You know, to kind of justify myself for those listening, because somebody did ask me if I was still employed when I posted like number 15. Yes. I had a minor procedure. Everything's good. Been laid up, so I've just been playing catch up. You know, I haven't been really mobile, so I've been allowed to do that. Now, this is a good segue because Paul asked if I was coming for the King, and I shared that, and I believe we talked about it in like really early on.
We have, yeah.
But we have new listeners. We have, people might have just forgotten because who gives a shit. But Paul once watched 52 movies in a week while going to all of his classes and the gym. Now, people have been messaging me, tarnishing Paul's good name, his good word, saying that he's a liar.
No.
Our buddy repairman Jack said that if this is true, he needs professional help.
That's true, though.
Which I don't disagree with.
I don't disagree with that.
People are saying, there's no possible way. Even our buddy Mike, who does ADAT with us, has been like, I don't believe that for a second. That number can't be true. Heather, HBot, she's been listening to us forever, has actually requested that an ADAT episode revolve around Paul's 52 movies in a week. Now me, I think I'm a pretty rational man. I think that I would come from the angle that these people are coming from, not believing Paul, if I wasn't fucking there. I was there. I was there when Paul did this. Of course, I was not present for all 52 movies, but what I can say is that Paul did not live in my dorm, in my personal dorm room. He lived the floor above me. That said, Paul was in my dorm more than I was in my dorm, and there would be days where I would come back from my class and he would be sitting on my couch fucking like... I've never seen more bloodshot eyes in my life because he was so sleep deprived. I'd come back from class being like, dude, what are you doing? And he'd be watching Zoolander, or he'd be watching that movie with Kevin Spacey and The Negotiator with Samuel L. Jackson, just binge watching these movies. And then I would wake up to piss in the middle of the night, enter my room to go to the bathroom. Paul would be just fucking sitting there awake, like awake. And we had this roommate, Adam, he's not very difficult to bamboozle, but I've never seen anybody more bamboozled in my life because he would wake up at like 7 a.m. to start getting ready, and he would go out there, and Paul would be awake, and Paul would be binge watching these movies. There was also a time when Paul would be breeding chocobos in Final Fantasy VII, doing the same thing and just not sleeping for 72 hours. And anytime anyone walked out of the room, Paul would be in there. And again, he didn't fucking live there. He had his own room. But he'd bring his binders of DVDs down and just binge watch movie after movie after movie after movie. Dude, he would answer the door for people. He doesn't live there. He would answer the door for people. I remember once my roommate was real pissed because he was smoking in the dorm room, and then Paul lets people in who, were the fucking RAs. Paul's like, hey, come on in, guys. Paul, you don't fucking live here. But yeah, that's because he's sleep deprived, watching all these movies. He would go to class, he'd come back, he'd watch a movie. He'd go to class, come back, watch a movie. I think Adam asked him once, like, how are you not sleeping yet? And Paul would be like, well, I'm just taking like long blinks, and like I'll pass out for like a few minutes and just carry on. And he had a list. He had the DVDs. We have the receipts. It was a feat because he wanted to get to like 55 or 60, but he actually ended up tapping out at 52. And there's more than one witness to corroborate that. So yes, Paul did watch 52 movies in 1 week.
That is unfucking real. and it's fucking true. And he was his goal 52, or did that just happen to be what he ended up landing?
No, I think he wanted to get 55, 60. I don't know if he started with a goal. I think he just fell into the spiral where it's just like, I'm not. It's too late now.
Like you said, like that's what he did. That's what you and him did. Really, I'll be honest. Like what was that fucking video game with the Disney one? The fucking Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
Like you guys just like fucking sat on that hill, like gaining XP, like killing sheep for like a week straight. Like you come home and just do that. So you guys get really like, you guys had like big spirals, but they were also like wholesome, like nothing bad. Like watching movies, breeding chocobos, fucking playing Kingdom Hearts. It was, and didn't you call somebody that you had like never spoken to because you knew he played Kingdom Hearts and you knew him and you got his number and you called him and he was like, why the fuck are you calling me?
No, yeah. So I couldn't figure out how to find this thing. This was before like, smartphones and all that. I don't know. I couldn't find the answer conveniently enough. So I remembered some kid talking about it in our high school lunchroom, like 3 years earlier. And I got his number from somebody and I called him. And also it was like the most inconvenient time to call somebody. And there was just silence after I asked. I was like, hey man, it's Joe. Do you remember how to get this Kingdom Hearts? And there was like 15 seconds of silence. And he goes, Joe, you haven't spoken to me in like 3 years, right? And I was like, yeah, I know. Sorry, dude. I was like, but do you know the answer? And then there's more silence. And he just goes, yeah. And then he told me how to do it. And I haven't spoken to him since.
What a fucking story, man. I fucking love that. That shit's so fucking funny. So yeah, you and Paul had a tendency to do that. That's fucking incredible. So yeah, so you're at 16 right now, which like really when you think about that, like that's nuts. Like that's a lot of fucking time. And like to think about 52.
Yeah. Is that 3 and a half times that?
Oh my goodness. Well, we got a good one for you today.
We do.
Halloween H20, 20 years later. That's actually the full title of the movie, which I did not realize ever. That's the dumbest name.
Sean texted me and Paul in our group chat, and he was like, hey guys, is it fucking H2O or is it H20? Which might sound like a ridiculous question. It's H2O, but why? I mean, there's a kind of an answer why, but H20 makes way more sense since it says 20 years after.
Right. And the only reason I asked it is because I said, okay, Google, play fucking Halloween H20. And it said, okay, playing Halloween H20. And I was like, I've literally never thought about that in my life. and then it says 20 years later, and I was like, oh, fuck, like, it could be Halloween H20. Like, it really fucking could be Halloween
H20. It should be, but to say H20 is fucking idiotic. So
it's silly.
It's H2O. There is a tagline that is "Blood is thicker than water," which gives credence to the H2O title. Hey, real quick, I just want to shout out listener Katie Healy. She is getting married tomorrow. Again, we're recording this on the 7th, but she messaged me and said that she is so excited that we're finally doing Halloween H2O that her fiance said this is like the wedding gift to her from the horror show. So shout out to Katie. Hope you had a
fucking
great wedding.
Sweet. Happy wedding. You know what's interesting? Well, we have to do the contest. I should run down the contest too. But before I do that, I listened to our episode about Jamie Lee Curtis. I think it's episode 8 of the horror show. It's either 6 or 8. I'm pretty sure it's 8, which is nuts. It's nuts. Right. I'll get more into the details, but I thought it was interesting because you said that you watched this with your fiance. And I was like, that is insane.
Lifetime ago, man.
Right? I was like, that's so fucking weird. That's so fucking weird. You're like, me and my fiance. And I was like, wait, he doesn't have a fiance? But yeah, it was very fucking weird. We have a contest going on, guys. And I'm pulling it up right now. Everyone relax. We got a contest coming up. Send us your favorite spooky season under the radar movies. Movies that people aren't even thinking about when they think about, because everyone knows, the big names. Everyone watches the same shit and acts like they're the only ones watching it. Send us some real deep cuts. We want the B-sides, the deep cuts. What else? What else do they call them in music? Do they call them anything else? Deep cuts?
No, I think we got it. Deep cut, B-side.
They only have one name.
That covers it.
As is the case with most words. So, send them to us, Sean at IHateHorror.com. Use the subject line contest. Also, I've seen you guys not using the subject line contest. You guys are fine. I am still putting them in the thing, but please, it makes my life easier if you do contests, because then it automatically goes into the little folder. I think, so our live show's the 22nd, I believe. So I said we're gonna end it next week, but I think I think what we're going to do is I think we'll end it in the last episode of October. We'll announce all the winners, but I think next week we should choose the live show winner based on the current participants, and we could do it on the show.
Okay.
That'd be fun. We'll choose the live show winner, who will be the movie we do for the live show, and also get a prize code for Poltergeist and Lost Boys bundles on digital 4K Ultra HD, baby. WB hooking us up with some prize codes for y'all to get these out there now. You can head on over to warnerbrothers.com/collection/Halloween. They have them available there. 80s classics, The Lost Boys and Poltergeist revolutionized the horror movie genre with original storytelling and unmatched cinematic direction. Relive the fascination and fear. And those are all available over at the warnerbrothers.com, warnerbros.com/collection/Halloween. So check that out. Two good fucking movies. I'm actually going to revisit both. I've just been in a very loving mood lately with old horror movies. I don't know, man. I don't hate them as much anymore.
Hey, I'm loving old horror movies.
Yeah, man.
We talked about it on the Patreon. You got to watch Killer Shrews.
Well, sure. Okay, we'll see. And speaking of movies that I feel like people hate, Halloween H20. Do you think we bashed it, or did we like it on the fucking first time we ran through it?
That's a great question. I'm going to answer that question in 1 second, but you just said you feel like it's a movie that people hate. I also feel like it's a movie that people hate. Is this a Mandela effect? Because every person I have talked to, as soon as I post it, is like, this is like the best sequel. Literally, like across the board, there's not a single person who's been like, well, I can't wait. This movie sucks. Like, people are fans of it. I was always under the impression people thought this was shitty. Even my wife was like, this sequel's awesome. I can't wait to watch it with you. I'm like, dude, what? What the fuck's happening?
What is happening? Well, see, now that you throw her into the mix, then it takes away my case. Because I was going to say it might have like a little bit of a Halloween 3 effect where it like came back around. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Shit on it, came back around. But if your wife is like, this movie fucking is the best, then that she's not in those like circles of like, she just likes what she likes.
Right.
And it's generally what most people like.
Agreed. And to answer your question, I would say that we bashed it, but the way that you prefaced it makes me doubt myself.
We did not bash it.
Okay.
Also, the structure of that episode is fucking mind-numbing. Like, I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, no wonder, like, this is a long time thing of us just not doing it ever the way we should have. Like, it was fucking absurd. Joe, we started the fucking show off. That, like, we did old Jamie Lee. We did fucking Road Games Jamie Lee. We did fucking Prom. What is it called? Not Prom.
Prom Night.
Prom Night.
Terror Train.
We opened the fucking episode talking about Halloween H20. Like, cause like I scanned forward, like assuming, like, and I got 10 minutes in and I was like, wait, 10 minutes in. And we're like deep into H20. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? What kind of order is this? And then I like fast forward. I ended up listening to like a little bit more of it. And then I'm like, all right, now let's go back to like old Jamie. What the fuck are you doing? Just do it chronologically. What the fuck are you thinking?
You had a great quote this week in our group chat saying that the horror show has worked so hard against itself. It's unbelievable. Looking back at our past decisions, how much more difficult we made things for us.
It's insane. It's fucking nuts. I don't know why we fucking did that. But we did not hate it. We definitely like had some issues with it. But like, we were like, this is cool. Like, there's some cool shit in this. And we really, and you said something similar in our group chat this week to this, which was like, you were like, if you don't like H20, well, just watch fucking Resurrection. Like, just fucking watch Resurrection and you'll think it's a fucking masterpiece. Like,
yeah.
So that is a similar vibe to what you were saying in the group chat this week. But yeah, it was weird. It was not bad. And we did like trailers in between, like the middle of the episode. It was so fucking weird. Totally different fucking show. Well, but not. Also, by the way, as much as I hated that one, what was the one we talked about that we redid?
Amityville 2?
Amityville 2. I really hated that fucking episode. That was like fucking pulling teeth to listen to. I fucking hated it so much. This, I get it. I get the people being like, no, don't get rid of it. This sounds like us for the most part. A little green, nice. But like it has the flow, and I was like, oh fuck, like that's pretty cool. Like now I get it. But there were some ones where we were just like, don't fucking listen to us. Which makes no sense. Halloween H20 was released August 5th, 1998. $17 million budget, $75 million box office.
What was the budget?
17 million.
So it made a lot.
Huge winner. And a really bizarre history of production. Did you read into the production?
I did.
So I read into it, and then also my friend Lexi has a book that like talks about all of the Halloween movies, and she had even more details about this shit. That was like head spinning. And then I watched an interview with Jamie Lee online where she talks about the production, and it's like, you don't know what to fucking think of this shit. Like, how this movie even got made is insane. Like, it's fucking unreal. And you know what? This is like par for the course with these fucking Halloween movies. Like, they're always a fucking mess. They really are. And you know it because Michael Myers' mask never fucking matches ever. It's the one thing you can't. And we talk about it every time we talk about Halloween, but it is fucking absurd. It's fucking absurd. Dude,
you have to talk
$1 million.
It is William Shatner's fucking face. That, dude, pinpointing it to that, it doesn't get any easier, right? It doesn't get any easier. No. If it was just a random mask, then you would have to kind of like look at the first one, kind of match it. It's William Shatner's face painted white. Just fucking duplicate it. Dude. This one is so shit. And they use CGI in this one.
Yes.
One scene. Yes. Michael Myers' mask is CGI'd when he's face to face with Charlie. That is so baffling. And I'll just come out and say, I think this movie is actually legitimately great. I think in terms of sequels, it's really, really good. The kills are good. The pacing is good. The fanfare is what really gets to me. Like, they really did their homework. They throw a lot of homages to Friday the 13th because Steve Miner directed it. They throw a lot of homages to the first couple of Halloween movies and the Psycho. So I really enjoy this movie, but the mask is almost inexcusable. It's like almost inexcusable. He looks like a bag of shit.
I have a statement at the end of this. I don't mind this movie. I think it's fine. But I'm so fucking tired, and I guess I'm just saying the statement now, so it doesn't matter. I'm so fucking tired of this fucking movie, like, not this movie, of people judging Halloween movies on like a fucking sliding scale. And it's like, dude, if you can't even get the fucking mask right, I'm not going to give you the fucking credit. I fucking can't. That mask is fucking atrocious. It's 1998. 1998. And you know, people are like, you'll hear people be like, oh, that mask was like, it was really hard. No one could find like a duplicate mask. Just make a fucking new one, dude. Make a fucking new, people carve shit out of marble. The Michelangelo made a fucking human face out of marble in fucking whatever year, 1600s. I don't fucking know. You fucking kidding me? A latex mask? We can't fucking figure that out? Somebody can. Dude, put $1 million into it even and just get it and be like, okay, now we got the mold. We're good. We figured it out. We got the mold. We can make all the masks we fucking want now. Instead, every year they were like, oh, how the fuck do we do this? Somebody have a fucking mask we could use? How about this one with giant fucking eye holes that you could see like half of his fucking face and hair that just sticks up?
And somehow it's better than the one in part 4, which
is insane.
Everyone involved in part 4 should be fucking fired into the sun.
It frustrates me. It frustrates me that we kind of give Halloween a sliding scale. And I like this movie. It's fine. But like, I don't think it's that great. It has some great moments, but I don't think it's that great.
I think it's pretty great.
Okay.
LL Cool J alone elevates this.
LL Cool J's cool as fuck in this movie. I loved him a lot. So this was originally going to be called Michael Myers, Lord of the Dead.
Lord of the Dead.
Because again, what lane are we fucking in? What is he? A conspiracy theory? Like, what is he? What the fuck is he? He's a cult. And it would pick up right after 6, and Tommy would discover that Haddonfield, as a town,
the entire town,
has been in on the conspiracy to control Michael Myers. What is that even about? I can't even get back into those old fucking movies.
I don't know what that means, to control Michael Myers. The entire town is controlling Michael Myers.
Because I think
he's killing the townspeople.
I mean, that's the biggest problem, right? Like, I could just kill. But I mean, and I think that control of him comes from one of the movies, like 4 or 5, right? Like they kind of.
It's 6. No, it's 6.
It's 6.
The Cult of Saw.
Oh, okay, all right. So that's just like the worst idea fucking ever in the history. So that guy is Daniel Ferrand, who wrote 6. Fun fact.
Yes.
And he compared that story that we just described for 7. He compared it to The Wicker Man, The Hitcher, Rosemary's Baby, Shirley Jackson's The Lottery, and a rejected screenplay. Hey, buddy, any other fucking classics you'd like to compare yourself to? Just throwing it out there. Rosemary's Baby.
Dude, comparing something to a rejected screenplay is the funniest shit ever. Oh, cool.
Yeah, that sounds like a fucking hit.
That's like our buddy that always would brag about almost making out with someone.
Oh
what does that fucking mean? You stood in a room with somebody? You almost.
What does that mean?
Bragging about.
Ferrand.
I almost made this.
Yeah, I almost made this movie, which is kind of what he says here. Ferrand later decided not to continue with the series and, quote, since I honestly could not bear to watch another one of my scripts turned into a debacle, especially another Halloween. So he's claiming he pulled out because, like, hey, you guys fucked up my vision. That guy would instead go on to write The Tooth Fairy and The Girl Next Door. Not Disney's The Tooth Fairy, the shitty horror movie, The Tooth Fairy, and The Girl Next Door. And then didn't make anything else. Except 2 shitty documentaries about...
Is it the Elisha Cuthbert Girl Next Door?
The horror movie?
Oh, it's a horror movie?
Yeah.
The Jack Ketchum one? Oh.
Next script comes out is Halloween 7, 2 Faces of Evil. Now, there's 2 faces because Michael is not in it again. And instead, it's a copycat of Michael who stalks a women's boarding school.
Yes.
Sounds terrible.
Because that worked so well for the Friday the 13th movie that they did that in when Jason wasn't in it.
It's just me, the copycat. But they could have moved it to like a more Jason space, which would have been interesting because then you have like, it's human, right? Or you could make it more, I don't know. Make it more slashery. I don't know. By the way, they said that idea of the copycat killer caused many fans to compare such a twist to Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
Does that relate to Silence of the Lambs at all?
What does that mean that it caused fans to compare it?
So that's the other thing. Like, these fucking weirdos, like they keep talking about like rejected scripts and script, like as if it's like public knowledge. How did fans know about this fucking script?
Yeah, before it was even made.
Right. Well, it wasn't even made, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, it's never made, but
right.
Yeah. So basically, we're on the same page. Who the fuck is finding out about this?
Right. And a fucking being like, it's like Silence of the fucking. Kevin Williamson then fucking hops on. He writes one called Halloween 7: The Revenge of Laurie Strode. This kept the timeline of all 6 movies. And included, but like very similar, like Laurie is at a school in another place. She's changed her identity. She's left. And she's a teacher, and a kid does a book report on the kid murders, and they reveal that Jamie has been killed, who was Danielle Harris, right? That's her character. And Laurie's like, I'll be right back, and throws up in the bathroom because that is her child. So that's that. They asked John
having that detail as like...
Listen,
news.
Dude, like, I don't even want to get into this much. She's going to be so pissed. Lexi was like, all I want for them is to acknowledge Jamie. And I'm like, hey, fun fact, no one gives a fuck about Jamie. Like, what the fuck are you saying? No one wants to watch Jamie. She's like, oh, it's all I want. And she's like praying that somehow Jamie makes an appearance in Halloween Ends. And I'm like, no one knows who it is. They probably showed it to test audiences and were like, every member of the audience was like, who the fuck is Jamie?
Dude, Halloween 2 doesn't even exist in the new Halloween series.
No.
They retconned all of it. So why would you
wait. You know what? Now I'm going to get in trouble because I'm probably like wrong about what she's saying, because you're right. And she knows that. So she's just going to fucking scream at me. All right. I'm sorry. I brought it up.
We'll let it go.
Fucking sick of it. So then they go to John Carpenter. They kind of nailed down a story, and I'll get into Jamie Lee Curtis's thoughts on that story here in a second. But they asked John Carpenter to direct, which he's like, absolutely, for $10 million in a 3-picture deal. Which, dude, all of these actors and people in the horror industry are so fucking funny. And it's so funny, the stories that people like to believe and then like not even think about for a second. And it's like, I love John Carpenter, obviously. Like, John Carpenter is the fucking greatest of all time. But like, some his stories don't add up, because he'll be like, fuck the studios, I don't give a fuck. But then, like, like he's going over there and being like, would you give me $10 million to make this movie? But then
So he did that for this one because he did not get paid for any of the other sequels. So he's like, I want my fucking due.
But they said no, so he didn't get his fucking due.
I mean, listen, John Carpenter's my favorite director of all time. I will rarely side with big corporations. Guess what? This is the right fucking call. This is the right decision.
$17 million budget, 10 of it's going to fucking John Carpenter in his pocket. Kevin Williamson wrote and produced this, but is not credited. I do think he's credited as a producer, but not a writer.
Huge Scream similarities in
yeah, very much. Like, it's got Kevin Williams' fucking fingerprints all over it. Which, like, can I tell you something? Like,
it's also got Creed. It's also got Creed's fingerprints.
It does. The amount of like fucking. I think it's cool to do homages of old movies, right? Like fucking ancient history. Like, throw it out there. Like, yeah, we're showing our love. 2 Scream references in this fucking movie by the guy that fucking wrote Scream. Come on, man, dude. And one Scream 2. One Scream 2. It was like, what, 2 years before this? A year before this? What? He had to be like, hey, why don't we pay homage to that fucking classic? Fucking less than 12 months ago, I made this.
Dude, they overdubbed some of the score with the Scream music.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
fucking absurd. That's fucking absurd. Jamie Lee, I watched an interview with her where she talked about why she made this movie. And she's an interesting cat too. I don't know if I fully believe her ass either. She kind of like, she's like, I had this great idea where Lori would be fucking in a flop house, a drug addict in a flop house. She'd be on fucking meth and fucking an alcoholic because she's on the run from Michael all the time. I'm like, bro, what? That sounds fucking devastating. I don't want to fucking see that movie. And then she's like, and then she realizes she has to get clean so she can fight Michael. Cause that's the only way she can fight her own demons and then fight a real demon. And I'm like, oh, bro, that sucks. That fucking idea sucks ass. I fucking hate everything about that. But what I did like about the story was that she was on the run from Michael and I get the like, changing identities in this one. I think that's fine. That's cool. And being in California, cool. That's a good way to get there. I think it would be sick. Like, again, like I did say pick a lane, supernatural or not, but like Michael fucking drives a car. Like Michael can chase you. Like do that story. That's a kind of a fucking sick story. Like Michael just constantly eventually finding you. No matter, like you can hide there for like a week, but like eventually you'll see him somewhere and be like, fuck. And you got to split.
See, I really like the angle that they do with H2O, and I really like Laurie Strode. Like, I think Jamie Lee does a really good job of portraying somebody who had a terribly traumatic childhood, moves away. She's seemingly in the clear. It's been 20 years. You know, there's like little things like her son opening the cabinet and there's all those medications that she's taking. Like she has never recovered from this and she's still living in fear to this day. I really like that angle, and I think that Jamie Lee Curtis does a really good job of showing like somebody suffering from PTSD.
I agree with that. I really like that. And I like it a lot more because Lori is fucked up beyond belief, like mentally. Like
she's fucked up, yeah.
She sees visions of Michael. She won't let her son like out of her sights.
She's afraid of Halloween.
She's afraid of Halloween, but like still won't acknowledge it. And on all these meds, but she's putting on a face because she has to be a different person. So she can't be a fucking lunatic.
Yes.
Right? So that's
Whereas
cool.
In Halloween 2018,
yes,
she's just building a fucking arsenal in her basement for 20 years.
Just waiting to fight him. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that story is so silly.
Again, we just said Halloween 2018 retconned everything after the first Halloween. So as far as we know, Michael Myers fell off the balcony. Loomis looks down and goes, "It's the boogeyman," and his body's gone.
Yes.
So Jamie has been living like that for 40 years, just thinking he might show up. At least with this one, you know, this one retconned everything after 2. But with 2, we have a continuation of that night. So it makes Michael Myers stalking her a little bit more impactful. And there's that huge explosion, which his body's never recovered.
Right.
So if that happens and you're like, fuck, what if he still escaped? Like he tried to kill me multiple times the same night. I believe her more. And I think her portrayal of somebody growing is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I agree with that. So it was kind of like a blend of her idea and Kevin Williamson's idea. And then she starts talking about how she was like, I want to kill Michael in this. And they were like, cool, good, let's do it. Let's kill Michael at the end once and for all. H20, H2O, done. They start production and like a week into it, they're like, oh, we just found out there's a clause in your contract and you can't kill Michael Myers. And she's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, and she was about to fucking leave production. And then Kevin Williamson was like, I have this great idea. And he's like, what if we kill him, but we don't? And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he like pitches this fucking ambulance idea. And she's like, listen, like, and she like, I don't know. It sounded like she's like kind of irritated by him. Cause she's like, are you like fucking like, cause he was like, no one will know. Like it'll end thinking he's dead. And she was like, okay, but like, are you actually going to do that? Or like, am I going to watch it and everyone in the audience knows he's still alive at the end? Like, he's like, no, they'll know he's fucking dead. And she was like, fine, I'll do it if we do that. Little did she know that part of that deal was that she would have to be in Resurrection, because Resurrection opens with us learning that Michael is not fucking dead.
He survived.
And she was like, I fucking hate Resurrection more than anything, and I did not want to be in it at all.
Me too.
And that was Kevin Williamson's fucking idea, was that segue.
I mean, because this one, you know, knowing what you just said, pisses me off. But this one is a fitting ending to the saga. Like, if it ended here, it would have been satisfying.
I'll have a question. I do want to like kind of go through the movie a little bit. I probably shouldn't have taken as many notes as I did, but that's okay. But I do have a question for you at the end of this. I do. I have a few questions for you throughout this. Actually, it's fun.
Were you aware of the son of Michael Myers screenplay?
No.
So an early draft of the script had Charlie, who's a character that we'll talk more in detail. But he was going to be the killer. And not only was he a copycat of Michael Myers, but he would have been the offspring of Michael Myers from a nurse that he raped in the asylum.
Cool.
So that was the thing.
Just added layers to fucking Michael. More layers to Michael. Now he's a fucking rapist.
Dude, Michael Myers fucking like.
Oh my God. Michael Myers. So we open October 29th, 1998, Langdon, Illinois. We see a nurse come home.
Real quick. I'm so sorry. Started a TikTok page where I'm just going to do rundowns of the cast, so we don't have to like go in depth as to who plays who and who plays what. But I'll do that for this as well.
That's cool. Yeah, no, it was really dope. I got to give you the login for the horror show one. So we meet a nurse. She comes home. Porch light's broken. She runs next door to Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who, what a baby, a little baby face Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
And she's not just a nurse. She is Nancy Stevens, reprising her role as Nurse Marion from...
Oh, it's the same woman?
It's the same one, and she'll show up again in Halloween Kills. In the same role.
And that's cool. Good for her, man. She got it twice. She got in twice.
That's why she has all the... So actually, this movie... Like, it makes fucking sense. Finally, in a Halloween sequel, it makes sense because she has all those files that she got from Loomis that shows what Laurie did after the events of that night. Myers goes to that house because
Sleuth Myers, Sleuth Michael Myers, the fucking detective, finds the case files.
Not perfect. It's not perfect. And also, what the fuck was Michael doing for 20 years? And we're... You know,
because it's not, this is one of the movies where, you know, we pick on Halloween a lot because every fucking movie opens with him escaping from the insane asylum on Halloween, when people are like, it's just Halloween, who gives a shit, let's transport him somewhere. Fucking like every single movie. And this is the one where they choose not to, but they're also just like, he escaped a while back. Like, he did escape from... Well, first of all, like, when you're watching...
Well, the explosion at the end of Halloween 2, his body was never recovered from.
Okay, but if you read the fucking headlines on the newspapers in the credits, one of them says that he is in the mental institution.
Well, he escapes the first time.
No.
It's talking about how he escapes the first time.
Okay.
It says how he got out. Okay. And dude, it's the most cartoon. Did you read the whole thing? Because it's the most like Looney Tunes
absurd fucking headline I've ever seen.
Tying his like mattress together and propelling down the window.
Fucking idiot. Yeah, we'll get to a Kevin Williamson segment that got cut out of here. Do you know about the helicopter chase scene that was supposed to occur in this?
I do.
Fucking the most insane shit I've ever heard in my life. Who would write that? Anyway, so the nurse comes home. House is broken into. Joseph Gordon-Levitt checks it out. Everything seems fine. But inside, the nurse goes back in, finds out Laurie's case file's gone. We see a picture of Loomis in there. Cool. We get Michael's reveal. His frame sucks. He's a short king Michael. He's like 5'10" max. Which I'm 5'10", by the way. But, like, I'm just saying, like, Michael's not 5'10".
Right.
Short king. And he's got the shittiest mouth.
Sorry, I was too busy thinking about those fucking newspaper clipping headlines.
Oh, yeah.
That we already moved on from. It can't be him escaping the first time because Loomis has him in a car, and that's where he escapes from. No. Sorry, never mind. Disregard me. Loomis doesn't have him.
You're good. You're on the right track. This scares the nurse. She runs out, goes back to Jimmy's house, who's Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Ice skate to the fucking face. So sick. Michael shows up with his knife and she gets got. Cops show up. Fucking Detective Mark Zuckerberg ass. I thought he was going to play a bigger character, so when I wrote that joke, I was like, that'll be fun to call back. He doesn't come back. The cops show up and then Michael just slowly pulls out of the driveway in a car. Fucking drives away, just fucking slowly. Like, there's like 800 police and he just like backs out and fucking drives away.
And did you notice that while Michael is in the house with the nurse and the nurse runs out to the front yard, it is very, very similar to Drew Barrymore running away from Ghostface.
It is. It is very similar. It is very similar. And did you catch the Becker reference? The Beckers.
No. Like the TV show Becker?
No. What?
Are you talking about Scream?
Oh, the classic Becker reference.
They're big Ted Danson fans.
Hey, did you catch that Becker reference? Unfucking real. Becker. Yeah, they were going to go see Dr. Becker in New York City. Yeah, no. Yeah, so Jamie Lee Curtis, we cut to her, waking up screaming. Her fucking 80-year-old son, Josh Hartnett, who... Why is his hair always like
this? Dude, always.
Why?
Always.
Joe, I was like really looking at it today and I was like, how do they let him on movies like this? This is fucking crazy.
There's a line that LL Cool J's character says.
Dude, I loved it.
Like, go brush your hair. And it wasn't scripted. It was LL just being like, his hair pissed me off. Like, why does it look like that?
Oh my God. That's amazing. Cause I almost wrote, I feel like this is unscripted, but I didn't want to be like that guy that's like the fucking idiots that we know that think pro wrestling's fucking real. And so I didn't want to say it, but like, I was like, man, that felt like real. That felt real. Cause like, that's all I want to scream at the fucking TV every time he's on. Like, fucking do something. It's cut like a fucking maniac.
I know Josh is a heartthrob. I know he was a heartthrob. I know he's a good looking guy. His hair and his inability to pull up his tie at any given time, honestly, fucking bothers me. I know he's supposed to be like but he's not like a slacker. He's pretty responsible in this, to be honest with you. He takes care of his mom. So
Josh Hartnett is a piece of shit in this.
Dude.
Josh Hartnett is a piece of shit, son. I will make a case for you. I don't know, man. Joe, the opening segment with him and Lori, where Lori, like, okay, fair. Lori is being overprotective.
Where's a fucking nightmare?
Hey, wait. But then she brings it back around. She comes back around. By the way, this movie revolves so much around the fucking trip to Yosemite that I don't know. I don't know what to fucking think. Like, why? There's constant fucking talking about a Yosemite trip that, like, everyone's dying to go on. You couldn't pay me to go to Yosemite. I'm gonna tell you right now, no fucking chance. No fucking chance.
You want to see Old Faithful? Is that Yellowstone?
Probably. What the fuck?
Who gives a fuck? Anyways, Josh Hartnett. I think there's buffalo there.
Yosemite's in California. I did not know that.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense because the movie takes place in California. So.
What movie?
There you have it. This movie.
Oh, yeah. Which, by the way, I didn't fucking fully realize until like the end of the movie. Okay, so it's October 31st. It's Halloween. Lori is an overbearing mother. That is fair. She will not let him go to Yosemite, which he is fucking furious about. To the point where he's like, she's like, your dad is he's like, my fucking dad would, but, okay, wait, time out. He opens up a birthday card from his dad, and she's like, oh, that's nice, 2 months late. And he's like, yeah, like, he agrees, and then he's like, but I got cash. I'm like, cool, same page. And he asks about Yosemite, she says no, and then he's like, fucking dad would let me. Your dad doesn't know your fucking birthday. What the fuck are you saying? Your dad doesn't give a fuck about you. And she's like,
probably let him.
And then she's like, your dad is a fucking meth head, which is also bizarre. But, and then Josh is like, yeah, well, you know what? He fucking left you. So who the fuck's the real fucking wacko? What the fuck are you doing? You were the worst child on earth.
Listen, let me play the devil's advocate here. If your mom every day for 20 years was like, this guy that almost got me once is going to come back today,
no,
I would lose my fucking mind. I would lose my mind. Like,
does Josh know about Michael or no? Is he in on the secret?
Yeah, because he talks about it in the movie. He's like, Mom, I know it's Halloween. Like, he even says, he's like, get the fuck over it. It's been 20 years.
Oh, okay,
nobody's coming back to get you.
That's true.
Dude, 20 years. I mean, Jamie Lee's PTSD side is very relatable. She does a great job with it. But if you were the son, like, kids don't understand. Like,
okay, all right, fine.
He wants to live his life, man.
Fine.
You gotta deal with that.
Well, Laurie's seeing visions of Michael, which I think is just a thing that she always has to deal with. And they live at a prep school where she is the headmaster. I want to say she's a successful woman.
Yeah.
Cut to a family driving what appears to be a fucking Model T in 1998 to a fucking rest stop where no other cars available. Who the fuck chose it? Why are they driving that car? Joe, that is the oldest car I've ever seen on fucking in a movie.
And terribly old. And they stop at this rest stop. I would just tell my kid to just shit in the road at that point. That rest stop I would never enter in a million years.
No. And by the way, what a fucking scene where we just have to watch this kid take a shit. What a fucking moment in cinema history. They go into the rest stop. Well, you see Michael's car has a flat tire. Poor Michael. The only serial killer, the only slasher character in horror history that fucking has a car breakdown in the middle of the movie. Fucking at a rest stop. So he's there. And then the daughter goes in, she's taking a shit and singing at the same time. It's like, it's fucking unreal to watch, kind of, because you're just like, this is so fucking weird. The mom's in the stall next to her. I don't think she's shitting. I think she's just hanging out in the stall. Which is also weird, dude. Because imagine if you didn't have to shit and then you just hung out in the stall, like sitting on the toilet.
Why do you think she's just not pissing? Why do you?
Because I think her pants are on. I think her fucking pants are on.
I think she's just sitting.
I do
on the toilet.
I do.
I don't believe that to be true at all. Why would that be a thing? Now I gotta rewatch it.
I do.
I hope to God you're right. I hope to God you're right. But why?
Wait, because what is weirder? Like watching a mother and daughter shit and piss. Why is that the funniest thing? Oh my god. Anyway, they're doing their business when Michael just walks up and grabs her fucking purse.
It's honestly, I know we're ripping on it. It's a pretty well done scene.
I actually did like it. It's fucking a little bit creepy. It's a little fucking creepy. And the one thing I've
see through the crack of the stall door.
Right. And the one thing I've always really liked that they've done with Michael in every movie pretty much is when he decides not to kill someone. I always think that's such a cool thing to put into a movie. I think I even liked it in 2018 with was it the one with the baby? There's a baby in the room, and like
yeah,
he just holds you, like he's able to hold you just a little bit to be like, fuck, is he gonna kill this girl taking a shit, or like what the fuck am I about to see? You don't know. And it's always, I like it a lot. I've liked that always about Michael Myers movies. And there's always a moment where it's like two very innocent people and you're like, ooh, are they going to get got? And like, Michael knows they're there, but just fucking leaves.
Yeah. He takes her car. Takes
Grand Theft Michael. Fucking weirdest fucking weirdest slasher in horror history. What is he? Is he human? Is he supernatural? He fucking stealing cars, the oldest car in history, like fucking unreal.
And I did not have this thought once during the movie. Like while I was watching it, I did not think this whatsoever. Now that we're talking about it, I can't stop thinking about it. It's just, what the fuck has he been doing? Why now? What has he been, how has he been surviving?
He's been a sleuth. He's been trying to find those files. Yeah, how has he been surviving? And also everyone knows his face. He has been in custody. You know, and like somehow everyone's like, what does he look like? We know his mask. We know his face. We should have mugshots. You know, like let's fucking figure this out. It's frustrating. The Halloween franchise is so frustrating to me, and I do love it. I fucking really enjoy it, but like it is just one of the most fucking frustrating things. Like, and pick a lane. Is he fucking human? Do you think he's more human in this? Is that what you were gonna say?
I do think he's more human than this, yes.
Yeah, he definitely is. Fucking taking a cross-country fucking road trip to fucking catch Laurie. And how would he have Laurie's new address? Why would he have that? Why would the files tell him where she lived? She fucking faked her death.
I mean, I guess Loomis had the deets. Loomis had the black ops. Loomis knows all.
Well, Laurie has a relationship with the guidance counselor. They have the least sexy fucking scenes ever. It honestly like turned my stomach.
I love that, and I don't love it at all. I love that she is always, petrified and terrified of the day and of Michael Myers coming, but there's just completely horned up for that fucking mope. That
fucking the biggest of mopes, and she's like, can't get enough of this fucking guy. They're fucking constantly on top of each other. We meet LL, who is a erotic fiction novelist, a great little thing. And his opening line is just like so great when you run into him and he's like, round melon breasts. And his girlfriend's like, what the fuck? Why would you ever write that? And he's like, it's just like, what kind of fucking melons are you talking about? And that's the moment where he looks at Hartnett and he's like, hey man, go fucking comb your hair.
He calls them, I wrote this down, he calls them tumultuous breasts, which...
Isn't that like problematic? Isn't that like...
Dude, it didn't sit right with me to call, because like voluptuous would make sense. Right. Talking about boobs. But tumultuous means...
Like, isn't it like trouble?
Loud. It means loud, uproarious, excited, confused, disorderly.
Yo, you ever have some loud titties in your face?
Those disorderly titties.
Yo, that girl has some disorderly titties. I'm never not saying that. By the way,
some loud ass titties.
And yes, that is. I know it's misogynistic, but like I have to just describe them that way. I've literally never said anything like that. I'm not that person, but like I'm gonna start saying it.
I mean, we're quoting LL.
It
doesn't make fucking sense. Loud ass titties.
Loudest titties.
Tumultuous titties.
Loudest titties in town, baby. Laurie, Josh is cutting class. LL helps him. He's cutting class to get some booze. Laurie catches him, loses her fucking mind. Just fucking freaks the fuck out. And they have a back and forth there. She brings him back. And we see Laurie is like a hard ass to everyone because she like yells at LL and LL is like, you fucking psycho. She's not a well-liked person, I don't think.
Doesn't seem like it.
No. Meanwhile, Michelle Williams gets a map and flowers in the dumbwaiter from fucking Josh Hartnett. Created the fucking least romantic fucking meal of all time, playing Creed. Like in like a fucking crawl space. By the way, the school is empty because everyone went to Yosemite. You could do it anywhere. And he's like, I'm going to find the smallest, shittiest spot on the planet. Do it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie ends up giving Josh Hartnett, or not Jamie. I mix their names up in these all the time. Lori gives Josh Hartnett. I'm using two different things. Anyway, Lori gives her son permission to go on the trip to Yosemite after a while because she's talking to like the therapist, the guidance counselor, and she kind of realizes like she's like super overbearing, right?
Yes.
And so she's like, "Hey, dude, here's your permission slip. Everything you wanted. You were fucking crying. Here's my second case against Hartnett being a good son." Fucking bitching and moaning about this fucking trip to Yosemite. You got it, bro. I'm sorry. I love you. Here it is. And he gets it. And he's like, thanks. And then he walks away. And he's like, shows it to Michelle Williams. And he's like, my mom gave me the permission to go. And she's like, oh shit. Like, you're going to go? And he's like, I wouldn't fucking say that. And like, just fucking tears it up. Everything he was fucking crying about.
I will give you that one because I mean he was legitimately devastated to be like, you're such a piece of shit.
At her.
What was the point? I mean, I guess it buys him I guess it buys him an excuse to not be at home and to shag up with this girl.
Well, so I thought the angle was gonna be like he was only doing that to like feign interest, right? Like, oh, mom, you can't do that to me. I really wanted to go to Yosemite. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like that thing. Like, so it wasn't
plus
just like,
she thinks
thanks.
if she thinks he's in Yosemite, he could, stay with this girl.
That's true. Because yeah, she didn't go. That's right. Okay, but I feel like she'd know that anyway. Yeah.
I mean, kids are dumb.
Yeah. Well, that's very true. We learned that. In a bounce house. Jamie, Lori. Oh wait, I'm reading the same fucking note I just read. Hey, so here was one of my issues. Although I didn't think the pacing was bad, we were halfway through and no real Michael stuff yet, except at the beginning, that beginning intro.
Well, we saw him go to the bathroom and get the wheels. He's got to drive. He's got to drive from Illinois to California.
Real dramatic scene.
It's real.
Real fucking.
Can we talk about real quick? Just Jamie Lee Curtis's mom making the appearance.
I didn't notice.
You didn't notice, dude? So she shows up as Marion, who is the character's name in Psycho. She's driving the car from Psycho, the same license plates from Psycho, and the Psycho music plays while she's on. And of course, she's there with her daughter, marking the second time she was in a movie with her daughter. The first being John Carpenter's The Fog.
That's fucking cool as fuck.
There you go. Little tidbits.
That's cool as fuck. That's cool. Psycho. What a fucking.
I said her name was Marion. Her name is Norma. Sorry, Norma, which is the name of Norman Bates' mom.
Yeah,
Marion's the nurse. My bad.
Yeah, Marion's the nurse. Yeah, I was gonna say you just mixed it up. All right, so you don't get a ton of Michael until right now because Michael is in the house, baby. He parks at the gate and he is stalking LL in that guardhouse like you wouldn't fucking believe. Probably the easiest person to kill, Michael. Just like bouncing around from window to window. Fucking weirdo. Meanwhile, Lori's getting ready to leave for the night, and she sees Michael, closes her eyes, opens it, thinking it's a vision. It's getting closer and closer. Womp womp. It's her idiot boyfriend. Who's honestly scarier than Michael. At least like his build. I think I could beat the shit out of this Michael.
Well, he has the ability to hold himself in the air with one arm and then lower himself, as we'll see later. So he's pretty fucking strong.
But also is just taken out by like Michelle Williams, like push to the face. Totally fucking thwarted. So insane. It's her boyfriend though. But that guy does see Michael. That guy walks away and then sees Michael and he's like, hey, who's over there? Which would really be really fucking alarming, late at night on an empty school.
It would be alarming. Michelle actually sees Michael in the classroom, and it's a throwback to the first movie. She looks out the window and she sees him just like Jamie did, or just like Laurie did in the first movie. When she looks out the window and sees him there and he disappears.
There is a lot of cool shit in this movie. Like, it is cool. It's fan service without being overly fan service. I like it.
Yeah.
It's fine. This is when we get our fucking Scream 2 cameo. The fucking guy. Fucking Kevin Williamson, this fucking jerk.
Kevin Williams is the biggest Kevin Williams fan.
He is. He fucking is. And by the way, if you go through his other movies, he's done this in other movies. He's like put his own shit in his own movies. Like there's like Dawson's Creek and fucking Scream. Like guy can't get enough of him fucking self. Fucking loves himself. But I'm sorry, I keep bringing up Lexi, but she's like the biggest Kevin Williamson fan. So she was like sharing some information with me, some tasty tidbits about his career. She said to me, Kevin Williamson made the 90s. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. You're a fucking idiot. And then, but then she fucking started listing everything. And I was like, motherfucker, I think Kevin Williamson literally defined the fucking 90s, dude. Like, it's insane what he did. Like, starting at Dawson's Creek and then Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream 2. He does H20, The Faculty, Teaching Mrs. Tingle. All those in the 90s. From 96 to 98.
I like that you lump Teaching Mrs. Tingle in with the rest of those.
She did too. And I said the same fucking thing to her. I said, don't fucking slide that in. Don't you fucking slide that shit in there.
Teaching Mrs. Tingle.
Dude, I literally said the exact same thing to her because she said it. She threw it in at the end. I was like, no, you're not allowed to fucking throw Teaching Mrs. Tingle in there. Motherfucker.
Helen Mirren classic.
The dude, like,
very faithful to his Dawson's Creek cast. I'll tell you that one.
His Dawson's Creek cast, and he's faithful to the movie he makes because they're all the same fucking movie. But
more or less, yes.
This is a Scream movie, by the way.
Which
would explain Michael being so human, right? Like this is a Scream, and it's Scream ending.
It makes sense. I mean, Scream was like the biggest hit ever, so it makes sense that they would try to emulate that and try and put that into an already established franchise like Halloween.
Yeah. So we got the Scream 2 cameo. Laurie is back fucking this fucking guidance counselor. It's so fucking gross. She's just fucking, and she's like, you want to know what my real name is? It's Laurie Strode. And he's like, oh, baby. It's like fucking vile. Absolutely fucking repulsive. Fucking, the fuck is this? And she tells like this whole, she's like, my fucking sister got murdered. My sister got murdered with a fucking kitchen knife. While she's like fucking dry humping.
Trying to get him in the mood.
Oh yeah, who was he? My fucking brother.
Dude, and it's fucking working. Like Adam Arkin.
Yeah. He's into it.
Shoved up.
Dude, he is getting shoved. Fucking unreal. This is interrupted by LL Cool J, who comes to the door. Basically being like, there's some weird shit going on. So Laurie pulls out a gun. Meanwhile, that shittier, uglier couple in the movie who we haven't really talked about. There's just always with Josh Hartnett and Michelle Williams.
Yeah, Charlie and Sarah.
The other one. No one cares about these people. They're trying to have sex. Until that fucking Charlie, the fucking biggest dork in the world.
Dude, Charlie's the one that the whole time that's like, we're gonna fuck this weekend. Like, this is gonna... That guy Guys, I don't know, man.
He's a fucking
That's the
idiot.
most unbelievable thing in the movie.
Dude, the guy drops a fucking big corkscrew, like of the big kind, into a fucking garbage disposal. He's like, like touching anything but the fucking corkscrew.
Shoving his hand into the blade.
The corkscrew had to be sticking out. Those things are so fucking long. Like, those don't fucking hide in your fucking garbage disposal.
And I this was a good scene. I'm not gonna lie, this was a good scene. But also, Charlie's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he's a fucking moron. Because he turns around, he pulls it out, and he turns around to come face to face with Michael Myers.
Yes.
And we cut to his girlfriend, who's looking for him, thinking it's a prank, and finds his corpse in the dumbwaiter. Throat slashed. Dunzo.
Yes, and poor Sarah, her leg will never be the fucking same after this point.
By the way, Michael, this guy, he loves stabbing legs in this movie. This isn't the first leg he'll fucking stab. He's a fucking guy missing the mark here. Somebody should probably tell him, stab him in the fucking chest or something. But he comes, he slices her leg, but she gets in the dumbwaiter, hits up. She gets up, right? She gets out of the dumbwaiter, but not really, because then her leg somehow gets caught and fucking smashed.
Gets her entire body out, but just like leaves her leg dangling.
Like pushes her leg in between the crack of the dumbwaiter and the fucking hole for some reason. And then fucking, also, does Michael cut the string or something? Because
he sure does.
He's pretty fucking proud of himself. He's like,
he is admiring his work.
He like looks up and is like, oh. Also, I would probably do the same thing, because I would be like, holy shit, she actually had her foot in there? What a fucking idiot.
That is probably what Michael
I just took a fucking swing.
What's the fucking odds of that?
I really didn't think that was going to fucking happen. I just didn't want her to use the dumbwaiter again. Fucking idiot put her foot in there. I didn't even fucking have to do anything. Yeah, her foot is fucking mangled. Absolutely fucking destroyed. We go back to Harnett and Williams, who are horny listening to Creed. But Harnett is like, did you just hear that? And she's like, oh yeah. And it's like, no, it sounded like a fucking dumbwaiter crashing. Didn't sound like my dick. It sounded like a fucking dumbwaiter crashing and people dying. So they go to check on their friends, find a pool of blood, and game on, man. We are now in the throes. Like, to me, this was like, boom, off to the races. They see Michael immediately. They're like, and dude, Michelle Williams is fucking good in this. I really like Michelle Williams in this. And her reaction to Michael is like probably one of the most like realistic reactions to somebody seeing a fucking killer. Cause she's just like, who the fuck is that? Like, and her like inflection is like what you would do if you saw a fucking person like in your fucking house.
Yeah. Wearing a mask. With a knife.
You'd fucking melt down. She melts down. They go on the run. Harnett gets into a fist fight with Michael first. Michael stabs his leg because that's his thing.
Loves it.
Loves it so fucking much. Fucking thigh meat. But to escape, how are they going to escape? Well, Michelle Williams just kind of like fucking pushes him and he fucking crumples into a ball and they fucking head out. He does get up. The kids are then trapped because they run. They've got keys. It's like a security gate and then the door, and there's like a space in between, and they get trapped in that and they lose the keys. And honestly, such a cool fucking moment.
Yeah.
Because Laurie's on the other side of the door. She lets them in. Michael,
this is the best shot, dude.
Man, it's
awesome.
Really fucking good. And it was crazy because they overplayed that shot in the trailer. Like, it was constantly like they showed it.
That ruined. Putting that in the trailer
is fucking nuts, because that moment is like, whoo, that is a great
Laurie doesn't know Michael is back
right
up until this point, and the movie's like almost over at this point.
And Michael hasn't seen her in 20 fucking years.
Right.
Different hair. I mean, she's older. Like you see somebody 20 years later, that's a fucking jump. Like,
yeah. And
both of them, Michael pulls it off with the mask. And I don't know if this is true. I feel like I don't know. Like I didn't read this anywhere, But now that I'm thinking about it, could they because like Michael's eye holes are fucking enormous in this, so you can see the guy's whole
huge.
fucking face, which I hate. But did they do that so he could do more like facial stuff? Because this moment is like there's something in Michael's eyes where you're like, this is fucking cool. Where he's like, oh, like I fucking found you. Like I fucking found you. Like I don't
know. I don't know that they did that. Like that was a choice to make the eye holes big. What you're saying would make sense, but this scene, both of their reactions
are amazing.
They sell it. I mean, it's perfect,
dude.
It's
Laurie's
one of the best
face
shots
is perfect
in the series,
dude. Fucking Michael tilts his head and is like, like I fucking got you. Like
they're both just like, oh fuck,
they're both for two different reasons, right? Like that's so wild. Like it was such a
dude.
good
It's like
moment.
it's like in Pulp Fiction when Marcellus Wiley sees Bruce Willis in the car at the crosswalk.
Yes,
and they both just look at each other. Yes. They both have that same reaction. Just one's just like motherfucker. The other one's just like, oh fuck. Like,
exactly. It's so fucking good. Best shot. Like. Oh, dude, like that deserves like credit in like all-time great shots, honestly, like in horror movies.
Agreed.
Like,
I completely agree.
That's fucking sick. And makes me more frustrated with 2018's shit because you could like rehash some of this shit, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like Michael and Laurie seeing each other for the first time should have like a bigger impact. Especially since it had been 40 years. Oh, also, Michael's 8,000 years old, so what the fuck does it matter? I fucking hate it. By the way, that guy reached out to see if we would interview him for the show, so.
Let's do it.
I don't know. I feel like I should be honest with them up front.
Your movie fucking sucks.
Be like, hey, listen, we would love to talk to him. Like, fascinating in respect to that dude, for sure. I forget his name. He's got that silly name.
Courtney.
Yeah, something. But he, like, I just want to be like, hey, FYI, like, we are going to review Halloween Ends, and we are not. It's not going to be good. There's no fucking way it's going to be good. So we are going to destroy it, FYI. So if you don't want him to come on, we understand.
Dude, I think that's fine. I think that's fine to say.
I think that's what we should do. Because I do want him on. Like, I would love to talk about him because, like, talk to him. Fucking cool career.
I would talk to Ed. James Jude Courtney is his name. Yeah, dude.
But I just think I need to be upfront with them because, like, hey, dude, like, love you, but we can also make fun of this shit. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but, dude, I'm going to ask you way more questions about the episode of Knots Landing that you're in than
1,000 fucking
I am Halloween.
1,000 fucking Hey, listen, man. Do you want to promote Knots Landing? Is that even streaming anywhere? Probably not.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
But that's all I'm going to ask him.
The guidance counselor's like, who was that? Laurie goes, my brother. Fucking sick. She locks the kids in a room. Her and the guidance counselor go hunting for Michael. Almost instantly, the guidance counselor sees a shadow. Is like, fucking Laurie! Takes the gun, starts fucking putting bullets in the wall. None of them hitting the target. And the target ends up being LL Cool J, by the way.
Hey, fun fact about this scene, which I actually think Steve Miner deserves a ton of credit for, because all throughout this movie, we know that Jamie is having hallucinations. If you rewind this scene and you play it in slow motion, us as the viewer see Michael Myers walking onto the screen. Like, it is Michael Myers. It only changes after he gets shot to show that it's LL Cool J. So we kind of get the perspective of what these people are seeing because they're so paranoid and scared. So I thought it was a cool shot. Yeah.
See, like, I think that's very cool. I think they could have done that throughout the rest of the movie too, right? Like, not just an isolated incident, because they played into it the entire movie. It would be sick to actually just incorporate that throughout, like, every shadow they see, like, or like constantly manipulating shadows, like with CGI or something, to make like tons of like Michael shadows, like kind of hidden throughout the movie. Like, that would be kind of sick.
It would, but they blew their CGI budget on that one scene when Michael confronts Charlie. Why? Do we know why? Do we know why they did that?
I think I had read it. I don't remember it anymore, but I think they're just dumb.
Okay, fair enough.
I think they're just fucking...
It just doesn't seem like that's needed.
Joe, of course it's not needed. And it's like, when you read these fucking stories, and like, this is what frustrates me about this franchise, is it's like, you read the stories, and it's always something fucking idiotic. It's never anything like to try and help. It's like, oh yeah, well, the day of shooting, they lost the fucking mask. And you're like, what the fuck? And they didn't have a second one, so they had to CGI it. Okay, fucking unreal, dude. Like, shittiest fucking managed franchise of all time. Fucking that Akkad. Is it Akkad? I never.
Mustafa Akkad.
Mustafa Akkad. This fucking guy, man. He can't fucking get shit fucking right, dude. Like, fucking guy. Unfucking real.
Killed in a terrorist attack.
Oh, Jesus. Rest in peace. Did not know that. That's sad.
Yeah. It is.
Okay, let's hey, speaking of sad, did you see that at the end of this they gave a little thing to Donald Pleasance?
I did, yeah.
And they spelled his fucking name wrong?
That I did not pick up on. Is that true?
Yes. They misspelled his last fucking name.
Love it.
Rest in peace. Okay, so Laurie fakes out Michael. The guidance counselor gets got first. Because they're checking on LL. He gets fucking stabbed in the back, lifted into the air.
He gets the Halloween 2 treatment.
Yes.
That's how Michael kills a nurse in Halloween 2.
Which is cool, but this guy's like way shorter, so I fucking hate it so much. Kills the biggest guy in the movie. Laurie fakes out Michael, though, hits him with the fire extinguisher. She grabs the kids. They all run. They get into the car and seemingly escape. But Laurie gets out, tells the kids to drive down to the Beckers. Guy fucking fillets himself all fucking day. It's unreal. Another Scream reference. And this is also Laurie can go back to the fucking house to fight Michael within fucking axe she finds. Does not seem like the best thing.
Well, again, I will give credit, and I guess this is Kevin Williamson, because it has the scene with Michelle Williams where she's talking about Frankenstein.
Yes.
And how Frankenstein should have confronted the monster, and it could have prevented further killings. And it's like the only way to get on top of it. Jamie kind of has that realization at this point, and she's like, I can't keep running from it. I have to go back, and I'm either going to die or I'm going to kill her.
And this is where I think, like, I just think it could have been done, like, a little bit stronger. That's my only issue with it, honestly. I don't really mind her doing it because, like, in her theory, like, in her storyline where she was, like, a drug addict or whatever, like, she's like, fuck this. Like, I gotta fucking kill this guy. I'm down with that idea. I'm fucking down with it. Dude, 20 years of being afraid and then he does end up fucking showing up. I'd be like, I was fucking right and this is never gonna fucking end. So I might as well just fucking figure this out.
No, yeah, she makes the right decision.
Yeah. And this is when Michael just fucking beefcake Michael hanging from a pipe.
And Sean, you can see the ceiling. There is no place.
It's like they're 8-foot, like 10-foot ceilings, maybe.
Dude, like, where would he be? I'm trying to picture how a body, like, he can't be parallel to the ceiling.
Was he like fucking
one pipe? He can't be.
Acrobat
that defies. I mean, unless he had his feet up, you would know that. I don't care what anybody says. If somebody's hiding in your house and they're just crouched like that, it would be in your peripheral.
Can you imagine how heavy his breathing is? Fucking maintaining that position, fucking holding that weight
through a mask,
just like.
And lowering yourself with one arm. Strongest man in the fucking world.
They have a long chase/battle, including Michael walking on tables, Jamie throwing kitchen knives while on her knees at Michael, thinking that's going to do something.
The most ill-advised defense mechanism.
And Michael stabbing a drawer and being so confused how to get the drawer off his knife. Shaking it. Never seen somebody more fucking confused. Laurie, though, gets him. She stabs him. Fucking boom, boom, boom. She's just stabbing the shit out of him before pushing him outside of off a balcony. But the balcony's inside, and he falls through a table. but
Yes.
little homage
Still.
to the first one.
Yes.
Lori's about to deliver the fucking final blow with the fucking knife, and LL stops her.
Which, why?
Why is a great fucking... And I was like, he's fucking dead, all right?
Okay, so then it doesn't matter. So it doesn't just make sure, right? Like,
Give the guy, show the guy some fucking
I would be like,
respect.
I'll fucking help you. Like,
Well, does LL even know what's happened? Like, he's just like walking around and got shot at by the fucking guidance counselor.
yeah, no, you're right. LL has no clue what's happening, so that's even more baffling. It's been going on for long enough now.
Hey, take it easy. He's a human being.
LL had 19 rounds pumped into his chest. He's wearing a bandage around his head. That's my favorite thing ever. A piece of gauze wrapped around his head.
No one has bandages like that on their head. He's like one step away from just a giant lump that like grows out of his fucking head.
It is the cartoon one. No doctor would ever do, like. What would that? What's the purpose?
It's like 2 wraps. It's like 2 reps. What is
so
that?
funny?
And who
Guy was
did it
shot.
to himself?
Dude, the guy was fucking shot. I mean, he was hit, but we know he was hit because he collapses. He's fucking lying on the ground, and everybody thinks he's dead. And he's just walking around. He's walking around, and that's the only thing bandaged up.
Oh my god, that's
Love
the
it.
funniest shit I've ever heard. That's fucking amazing. Well, maybe a COD had a clause that you couldn't kill LL Cool J too.
Perhaps.
So they filmed him dying, and then they found out about the clause, and they're like, "Fuck, we got to bring him back."
Be that as it may, you could still have him
Do anything.
nursing his actual wounds, not fucking wrapping something around
Also,
his head.
has anyone felt better after being shot? Because right after this, cuts to LL, who's like, "Babe, I got a great new fucking story."
pitching a story idea. Dude, the dust hasn't even settled from the clashing.
Dude, people are dead. People are dead. There's fucking
Those 2 kids. 2 kids
children
are dead.
Babe,
On
I got
LL's
the
watch.
hottest.
Dude, LL's the security guard. This happened on his fucking watch.
He's gonna be in so much trouble. And he's like, "Babe, I got the hottest, most erotic fucking tale of all time."
That's so fucking funny.
Like, he would be the first person the police are like, "You have to come with us, dude. Like, what the fuck were you doing this entire time?"
Oh man.
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah. So, but Lori, we're thinking this is over. Lori has killed Michael, although do we believe it or not? Lori goes outside, grabs the fucking axe, and it's honestly a great scene with Jamie Lee Curtis because like you see her ramping up. Like, I've been there. I've been where you're like kind of relieved about something, but then you're like, wait, I'm not fucking relieved. I'm actually fucking still fucking pissed off about this. And like, you watch her go from like, she walks out and it's like, oh, thank God this is over. And then her being like, no.
Like,
And she
LL fucked me.
yeah.
I need
No,
to make
like
sure.
I was right. Like I was fucking right. I need to fucking kill this guy. And she just grabs an axe, grabs the keys, and hijacks the corner van with Michael in it.
Yes.
While she's driving, bag starts moving. Michael comes out, but Lori stops short, shooting him through the front windshield.
Yeah.
He stands up. She runs him the fuck over. Also, that scene is very silly, right? When he's on the hood, just like,
Not as silly as what's about to happen.
dude, this is the silliest fucking car crash I've ever seen. Because fucking Lori, you could just run this dude over. You could do a lot of shit here. Run him into a tree. Instead, Lori's like, "Meh," and just flies off a fucking cliff, throwing herself out of the car. And somehow, Michael lands on a tree out of the car. He's off the car.
He's off the car.
But the van's still rolling down a hill. And he's like, whoa! And the fucking van Fucking just hits him and pins him against a tree.
Which that would kill anybody.
And sever your spine.
It just rip you in half, right? But he's perfectly fine, and he starts being brotherly.
Holds out his hand.
Holds out his hand. Yeah, they have a moment.
And I really liked it. And then she, again, really well done. She puts her hand out, and they're so close to touching, and then she's just like, "Fuck it." Cuts the motherfucker's head off.
Cuts his head off.
Question.
Yeah.
Cue the Halloween theme.
Halloween theme. And should...
Does the franchise end here? Would you be okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, Resurrections is an abomination. Resurrections is a fucking abomination. And we just saw Michael Myers decapitated. There's no writing that back. There's no writing it back.
Retcon.
This is a cop-out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, was the plan from the beginning. This was Kevin Williamson's plan. He wrote the beginning of Resurrection.
Dumb.
I
can't wait to do Resurrection next year. I can't wait.
This ending, I think, is because if you thought about it, right? Like, it's one of those things, like, to end a franchise, like, it's hard, right? Like, it's really hard to end a franchise the right way and to make people happy. It's hard to end a TV show. It's
most popular TV shows are always lambasted for ruining the fun out.
Their ending. It's hard to do. I watched this and I was like,
it's satisfying.
That ending fucking worked. I was like, fuck, if that's the end of Michael, I'm good. Like, that's a sick, dude. Cutting off his fucking head.
Cutting off his head, and the way she's the one that does it.
Yeah.
Lori's the one that does it. She wins. Everything that she's been in fear of, she's conquered now. It's over. The nightmare is over.
And the way she did it, like, that whole scene is really fucking good. She's like, so close. And she's sad, right? Like, she's fucking sad. Like, it is her fucking brother still. And like, but then she's like, the way she just like pulls back and fucking swings that axe is like, it's so good. It's so fucking good.
20 years of rage. Yeah.
Great ending.
It's good, man.
I fucking love that.
It's good. It's a great sequel.
A+.
Wow. All right.
No, not the movie, just that ending.
Just the ending. No, I like the movie. I was saying wow because you were saying before how you didn't love it.
No, I did love that ending like so much. Like really, like watching it blew my mind. Like I was like, fuck. Like I don't think I think we both were like, great ending. But like I forgot all about it, and I was just like, that fucking rips. Like that. I'm satisfied. I'm good if that's the last time I ever see Michael Myers. Like. Again, I wish Michael had a fucking different fucking mask. Like, just fucking, come on. It's the only thing I need. It's the only thing I fucking needed. That's Halloween H20, baby.
Yes.
What a flick. I think we'd both recommend it. So I'm not going to ask you.
Definitely would.
Next week, we will have, remember to send in your contest entries, Sean@IHateHorror.com, subject line contest. Next week is our big one, baby.
It's Halloween Kills, right?
Ends.
Or yeah, Halloween Ends.
Halloween Ends.
Fucking God.
It's coming. I'm ready. My body is ready for it.
Dude, I cannot wait.
I've never been more excited. Should we reveal our I think we should. Should we reveal
next week?
You want to reveal it next week?
Yeah. Dude,
I literally put it in my calendar for Friday at 9 a.m. Next Friday at 9 a.m. when we record. I'm so fucking smart. And it's a screenshot of our prediction. And you said, remember?
Yeah, I don't want to do it today because I want to talk to you because I don't actually remember what we said.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay. I don't think it's actually going to happen, but it might. Because, dude, could you have ever predicted what would have happened in Kills? There's 0% chance.
Because I have all of my brain cells. Everything that happened in Kills is beyond comprehension.
And if I remember, this was shot like right after. If I remember this correctly, I'll look it up. But I'm pretty sure they filmed them back to back. So they did not have time to take in the critical reception and adjust the film accordingly.
No.
So I think we're raw dogging Halloween Ends, baby. They're going straight from kills to ends. And
then we get 3 Exorcist movies from these fucking
Thank
guys.
God, man. Thank God. What would we do without that shit? What would we do without that fucking horse shit? Can't even fucking imagine the fucking balls on this guy. Actually, you know what? Kevin Williamson Jr., baby. You just fucking thrown him. Wait, I'm the king. You ain't shit. Kevin Williamson is a goat. You're a fucking bum. Fucking bum. All right. That's it. Facebook.com/IHateHorror, IHateHorror.com. If you can support us, Patreon.com/IHateHorror. Next week, we're doing Halloween Ends. We will announce the movie for the live show the following week. Wait. Did I fuck this up? Oh, no. I'm sorry. We did. We will reveal the live show next week, the 18th. The live show is the 22nd. So you'll find out the 18th, but maybe we'll post it in advance, just so you guys know, after we record, like on a Friday. But it's going to be fun. No matter what. And then what else do I have to do? Instagram.com/IHateHorror. Joe, where can they find you?
Instagram, Boognish1985.
And that's it, everyone. Thank you all so much for listening and enjoying the show. And for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.
I dissect. Movies all fucking day.
I wanna play.
I'm gonna watch what I'm not supposed to watch.
Dismember.
A fucking zombie getting sliced and diced. The monster.
Mutilate. And butcher.